Hey guys, welcome to the first episode or pilot of our brand new podcast, the Brocast. I'm 3D Infinite, and I'm here joined by my three other hosts, Jelly,
Yup.
Sushine,
What it do?
and Stupid.
Uh-huh.
What was that, dude?
Where we basically discuss, anything. For today, we'd like to talk about. We also have a brand new Discord.
Brand new, yo.
Brand new Discord.
Why am I so bad?
It's fine, dude. Whatever.
And behind door number 2, we have a brand new Discord.
Wow, really, dude? No way. But yeah, we basically
Basically, what he's trying to say is the Discord's gonna be in the description of the video on YouTube.
Stop interrupting me, dude. So basically, what he's trying to say is that the Discord's gonna be in the description of the video. So basically, we're gonna talk about some stuff. We have a Discord in the link below. That you
Oh,
can
shut up!
click
I'm
on.
saying.
No, I'm saying
fine.
it. Shut up, dude.
What do I want to say?
So with that, we're gonna roll on to our first topic, which is it's almost the beginning of August,
It
and you know what
sucks.
that means coming up. There's
I
school
mean,
time.
dude, wait.
You mean hell?
It is August.
Yeah, it is August. What do you mean?
It is August, yeah.
Oh wait, I didn't start the timer. Shit. It's fine. Keep going.
Wait, what was Stupid talking about?
That's the
said
beginning
it's
of August.
It is August.
You
Yeah.
said it's almost
You
August.
said it's almost August.
What?
It's
No, I
the beginning
didn't.
of August.
Yes, you
That's what
did.
You said
I
it's almost
said we're at the beginning of August.
Bruh.
You said we're almost at the beginning of August.
Yeah, we are there.
Okay, well, basically, the school's coming up, right?
Yeah, of course.
We're
And
gonna
it
talk
sucks,
about
dude.
that.
It fucks.
School's like,
It's like,
So you guys got your stuff for it yet?
I'm getting my
I've
shoes
got,
tomorrow.
Some of my stuff.
So I actually ordered my books in about
Yeah.
a week ago, and I had to use my mommy's credit card, obviously, to pay for
oh
it
yes,
all.
of course.
I looked at the list of my books, and I was like, 3 books for English. I'm like, oh my god.
Bruh.
Like with the total, it's extremely
Yeah.
expensive. But
The American
With how
education
much I
system's
have
pretty
to
trash.
buy-
Why are they all always so expensive?
I know.
What's-
Why are it's just paper,
They're
dude?
just books. It's just paper.
I don't see why they like school's
There's
supposed to
no
be so
point.
like why can't like education be free, you know? Like
since I ordered all my books, it came around with a total of $665. That's
What?
freaking
It's-
that's
expensive.
actually wild.
Dude,
Yeah.
it is wild.
I have 2 English summer assignments. One of them I have to do 200 definitions of random words
Why do you have
And then-
summer assignments? That doesn't make sense.
because it's for like
I
no,
had
I
summer
get that, but like, who are you
Yeah,
gonna turn it
I-
into? You're gonna have different teachers, so
I
like,
had
10th grade
summer
English.
assignments
I had
when I
2
was
of
in middle school. We used to have summer math and summer reading.
I've never ever had to do any like
still
summer
have to read a
stuff.
book read and annotate a book this summer, and I haven't started yet.
yeah.
You-
Wait, what?
Yeah,
What
I had
stuff?
to read the book too. The thing is though, like, since I'm in my level of English, I'm in honors. So there's a
Same.
difference between my regular English and my English. So with regular English, it says on the requirement that with this book you have to write an essay with it. But luckily for me, since I'm in honors, that I only have to read my book and only have to prepare for a quiz on the first day.
Cool.
But it still kind of sucks.
I mean, I also like a lot of times I don't really see the point of a lot of the teachers in school, you know.
Mm.
Like I don't
Yeah,
like
I mean-
personally. I think they should like do the school system where like they have like like I guess like a pack or something or like a basic
Personally,
like
I'm just excited
system.
for school so I could hang out with friends all day long and like there's like
Isn't
football
that like the
games and
only
stuff.
exciting part about school?
yeah, that's the
though?
only thing.
I'm pretty sure that's
okay.
why almost
Yeah.
most people look forward to school.
Well, I look forward to it because I have band in school.
The
and
only reason I ever look forward to school is because one, I'm getting like my first pair of Jordans for school because we have to wear like all white shoes. It sucks.
What?
I, yeah.
You have to-
No, listen. Okay.
Private school.
No, it's
nerd.
not private school. It's a charter school, which is basically a private school, but it's run like a public.
Ah.
So basically, they have no idea what they're doing.
So it's a
White
private school, except
shoes,
it's
white-
bad.
White shoes aren't even dress shoes.
No, we have
Especially
to. No,
Jordan.
we also have to wear dress shoes as well.
Especially Jordan.
Especially Jordans. No, but like on Mondays and stuff, we have like quote unquote powwow, which is just really it's basically a 30-minute long thing every Monday where you have to wear like super like extravagant like like tie and shit for like a 30-minute thing, you know?
That sounds like this like middle school, elementary things where you have like pajama day and stuff like that.
It's like that, but worse. But actually, like not good, you know.
Pajama day.
Why choose?
Well, then,
but,
like, no, listen. Here's the worst part, right? My school, right? It's in the middle of a forest, so it's basically dirt and trees with some buildings. We have to wear white shoes in a forest and not get them dirty because if we get them dirty, the school gets mad at us.
yeah, that's
Fantastic.
like that's why I couldn't see
Why
why.
is it like trapped by their house?
Somebody's getting baited.
I think that was Jelly.
Yeah, that's Jelly. My God, dude, what'd you eat, bro? Anyways, 3, what were you saying about something?
But like that's what doesn't make sense about your code of white shoes because they get dirty.
Exactly.
White shoes get dirty very easily.
And the thing, like-
Anything basically white gets dirty.
I don't see why we can't just like wear our own shoes, you know? Like the school like tries to control like every little bit of like humanity in a person. You're like,
I mean, the thing with
They
private
have-
school is that
Well,
I think I understand if you're talking about like crazy colored shoes, right? But I don't get like all white shoes. I don't get that.
yeah, no, like
Yeah.
I don't even see the point of having a uniform. Like it just. Then again, I'm biased because I've never really liked them because I've never seen the point. I've always
Yeah,
personally believed
I don't
in like.
see a point either, but I go to public school.
I've always believed in like letting like people be people, let people have creative freedom with their everything. But my school sees completely different because
So
like they
here's the thing,
control every
um,
factor of humanity, like I was saying, because their
So
uniforms.
here's the thing about my school.
Yeah, what?
Since I go to military school, I think it makes more sense in that kind of environment.
Well, yeah,
Like
uniforms
I don't like
in a military
I don't
school
like
makes sense.
I don't like my I mean my school's tough, right?
Of course, it's
And
military.
there are actually parts where I like it, but I'm just talking about the physical part that which makes it very unlikely to just love it completely.
Of course, yeah.
And the thing with military school is, yeah, I think a dress code is fitting for that type of school because it is military.
yeah,
and
it's
you
kinda
want to
like,
look, you want to look
military.
good and sharp and be presentable. That's why I have uniforms at my school. But that doesn't change the fact that the uniforms are so uncomfortable.
I agree with you on that. Like at my school, right? Like I was saying, they try to control every little bit of like creativity because like you have to wear white shoes, you have to wear a certain type of sock. You can only wear 2 types of pants. You can only wear 3 types of shirts that have the logo on the shirt, and you can only wear school branded jackets. You can't wear your own.
Our school is basically like say you can wear anything except for as long as you're not like basically flashing anybody, you're good.
Yeah, I wish my school ran it like that because the way it works is that you can only wear the school brand jackets, which are super mega uncomfortable. They're way too thin for being a jacket. Like the heaviest one they have is about as thin as paper. I'm not even lying. Like
Yeah,
that's
I really don't like uniforms because
I
it's
don't
just
at all.
like everyone
just
looks
seems
the
like-
same and
like,
it just
yeah.
like gets rid of all individuality.
Exactly.
What I am okay with is dress codes because I get that you need to limit what people can.
exactly no.
wear.
Like, see, what I wish my school would do is just get rid of the uniform, but have a dress code. Like, say for instance, you can wear anything as long as it's in with these parameters. Just let us have our own creativity.
It should say what you can't wear rather than what you can, because
Exactly.
they shouldn't.
I think that
limit
is
it
one of the
strictly.
cons of having uniform at a school. But with it, I think like since I've always worn uniform, I've never been to like a public school or anything like that. So I've never like worn freely,
Yeah.
kind of all the time of what I want to wear at school.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is that say if you've been to a private school almost all your life, I guess the thing that you wouldn't have to worry about, right, is what to wear. Like you don't have to think about like
Yeah,
like,
but then again,
how
like
well
that's...
you need to look and stuff.
Yeah, but
And-
then like the same thing still applies to like these things. Like, okay, like my main
Wait,
focus against uniforms
I can
is
also understand uniforms because like people are scared of being judged by
I get
others.
that. Yeah, no, I understand that. I mean, like, it makes sense to have do that. But then again, individuality is
Yeah,
the main.
because
Is like one of the main focuses of being
there are
human is
people
being
who know
different.
What they want to wear, and they want to wear what they want to wear.
Exactly, and then there's some people that don't know, and that's okay.
It's kind of
All of us
unfair
have
to
our own
limit that.
style. I mean, like, you can't really limit the human like creativity. I guess you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, you can't limit our ability to think about and make our own decisions, which sucks when schools do that, because they're making all of our decisions for us, when the schools are all about, making your own decisions and being who you really are, but then they go ahead and go right against that and just make the decisions for us, aka
I get that. I
uniform
get that.
and like actions and all that. Like,
yeah, I do get that for like your guys' type of schools.
yeah.
Except for mine, because I go to military school.
Well, yeah,
so
of course,
it's
of course.
It's like under different circumstances.
Military school is a lot different than like public and stuff.
Oh, dude, military school is different from every other school.
Exactly. Well, I
basically.
mean, yeah, you got to do push-ups for 100%, dude.
I can explain a little bit on what I go through. So
I'm down.
the uniform fitting and stuff like that is kind of like yours. Like the way you explained it, kind of sounds like mine. So
like super mega
there's-
strict,
yeah, so there are certain type of socks you have to wear. There's a certain type of shoe that you have to buy for them. Certain type of uniform they have to buy for them. I have 3 different types of uniform. So I have one where it's a gray shirt, and we have a name tag, and we do have like these straps on our shoulders for when we can wear like ranks and stuff.
Yeah.
And the thing is with 3 uniforms is that I have one that's a gray shirt. I have 4 actually. I have one that's a gray shirt, which is the normal school shirt, normal every day. I have a white shirt, which is for kind of like important meetings or ceremonies,
like get-togethers
stuff like
and
that.
stuff. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, like say if you were like you had like basically like a school rally or something like that, and there's like some kind of guest speaker, right? And you're all like, you want to look presentable, so we wear white shirt for that. I have a thing that's called a tunic, which I wear during marching. So we go to some like military parades and stuff like that, right? So when we go out and do that kind of stuff, we have to wear a tunic, which is wow, it is freaking like, say you're in the sun, like 90 degrees outside, and you're wearing like this like overly large coat that's in the sun, dude.
Yeah,
I can get
being
that.
in a full,
That's
like,
hot.
Just like a
full,
bullet
suit
sweat.
for marching band. Like when you're carrying a 50-pound instrument while doing that,
Yeah.
you have sweat dripping down your back.
Mhm.
I can understand that uniform part.
And I'm in drill team, which basically they do like performances with like rifles, like spinning rifles, stuff like that, all that kind of stuff.
Like that one video where the dude like tries to like throw catch the rifle, but he misses.
Wait, I have a question about military school, actually.
Okay.
Do you guys like live on campus during school?
I know a school that does that, and it only depends if it is a what do you call it?
Boarding school.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you would have to you don't have to live there, but it costs a lot extra to. But my school is not like that kind of school. No.
That's always good. I mean, I've basically living at school is kind of like the old thought that all kids in the past had when they went to school is like that teachers live at school. Like, I can't imagine living at school, especially my school, with the way that they control everything, or like just like the way they treat everybody.
Yeah, I actually do know a school. It's like a boarding school. Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
I do know another military school that is a boarding school, and it is like a prison over there. You're not allowed. It's in the middle of nowhere, and I visited the school because we had a tennis game, right? And we were gonna face them.
Dude,
so
wait,
when we
You
drove
play
over there,
tennis?
yeah.
Bro,
Epic.
I play tennis too.
Bro, tennis.
Oh, dude, did we just become bros?
Bro, you guys just became
Bro.
bros. This is so heartwarming, dude. My heart is thoroughly warmed.
We drove onto there on the bus, so we can get to our game. And when we faced against him, all the buildings were white, like an asylum, like a prison. It was literally like a prison. And some of the rules there are you can't go outside unless you have a supervisor with you. You're not allowed to have your phone on campus ever.
Seriously?
Not at all
My
times.
God,
No.
dude.
If you live there, of course, because it's a boarding school.
Yeah.
What else? It's basically in the middle of nowhere. Like it's on like the very countryside of the state. And so basically around it is just grass. There's no buildings, no neighborhood like living houses even near close to it. It's literally just a prison, a military prison. And I feel so bad because since I'm Asian and my dad was there talking to the other Asian kids who were on like the other team, because
Because
like the
Asians
same
are really good
ethnicity.
tennis.
Oh my god.
We were the same ethnicity, so my dad actually talked to them in like his native language.
Oh yeah, it's the
So-
native speak.
So what he told me is that they're like friends or brothers who actually came from abroad to study, so their parents paid for like 60,000
Oh my
for
god.
them to live
For a
over
prison,
here.
dude?
To live over here and experience what it's like to study abroad over in America. But if you
You're-
think about it, wouldn't you like hate America? Say if your first school over here to study abroad was a
Was-
military boarding school.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, okay,
But-
personally, I've always had like, you know, like super caring parents that always like care about me, and I can see how parents would do that, like send their child to like a super like strict school, because you know they're like they want the best for them, of course, but sometimes the best isn't the best, if you know what I'm saying. You
You
know,
just gotta care about their mental health, you know?
exactly. Which
I know
is
it's all about getting those good grades, getting like a good GPA so colleges can
like,
see
of
that you're good and all that.
of course.
But no, it's like what's the point of just
the like mental health
Like-
and health in general is always more important than personal recognition and GPA and stuff. At least it's what I've always thought, because I've personally always been
Oh, of course. Your
super
mental
stressed out.
health should be above everything. Your
Like,
mental health
yeah.
should be above everything else. If it means to almost kill yourself, then no, that's you have to take care of that.
Which
Like,
is another one of my problems about the like school system in general in America, at least, because I tweeted about this earlier a couple days ago about how, you know, school in America like causes like a lot of like, you know, depression, anxiety, stress, and all that. And
I think it's just school
suicidal
in general.
thoughts.
Just school in
Well, I
general.
mean, like I've only heard about this in American schools personally. I mean, there's other like, because the American school system pretty fucking wild, but compared to like other school systems like Sweden and Finland and stuff, their school system is like the greatest in the world. They have like the best education system in the world, and like
But,
teachers
like, I
and stuff
think-
actually get like a decent wage and
I
stuff.
think especially for the people who are watching this and all of us, that we know that school is stressful. you
Yeah,
know?
we
It's
do.
always hard working, and you know we get it. And you know it's reasons why podcasts like this are made, so we can actually relate to each other. You
Yeah.
know, we can
Yeah.
actually relate how we're feeling. You
Exactly,
know what we're
dude.
thinking about. You know, there are people out there who actually think the same way as you do. You're not alone
Of
in this.
course,
There will
of
always be
course.
other people for you. And
Yeah,
you know,
there's-
if you're feeling stressed in this time, you know, especially in school, because
Yeah,
school
school's-
causes like the most stress, anxiety.
school's
You know, making
wild,
friends.
dude, you
It's
know?
literally not just about grades. Making friends, getting bullied, it's very like anxiety inducing.
Exactly,
So,
like school
when-
isn't just for grades; it's for friends and socializing as well. Even though school's started to make it focus a lot about
Of
grades
course.
and stuff.
yeah,
it's
and school
always been
basically-
focused around socializing.
Yeah. But yeah, one back to that, like it's like really stressful. So
Of course.
there was this new teacher, right? They
Oh, no.
they brought her over from County Career Center,
Hmm.
and her son had leukemia. That's a terrible spot to be in already.
Yeah, that
But,
really
like,
is.
When you're a teacher and your son's at the hospital, that's all you think about all day, and it's not
Of
a good
course.
environment to put your students in,
Yeah,
because you're not teaching them. You're just sitting there worried about your kid.
I
And-
think
course,
that's
of
the
course.
worst part.
and that
about-
worriness kind of like spreads this like anger at like everybody. It's like spreading your
yeah.
feelings, you know? Like
yeah, this year I actually got I failed that class
Mhm.
because she didn't teach anything.
yeah.
I
Mm.
I didn't learn a single thing. And then like later on in the year, my math teacher actually, because we were finished with all our stuff already that year, so she was talking about like financial stuff. I learned more in that 45-minute class than I did in the entire semester.
Yeah.
In that
So
one.
like speaking about finance and stuff, right? Sorry to interrupt you by the way, but this kind
No,
of brought
that's
another
fine.
thing to my mind is that your school system doesn't really teach us stuff that we need to know, you know? Like
Yeah, like
It doesn't-
things that you're taught in school can be useful if you go into very specific jobs. in the
exactly.
future.
Like in high school they
But
teach
that's
you
right
like
here,
usually-
completely useless.
And especially that's usually only in college.
yeah,
like, if you're in like okay, so when you're first in preschool and kindergarten, right? I think the basics obviously is that you learn the letters, the numbers. That's what you need to know first.
those are the absolute bare basics.
But then, yeah, at least you have the bare base of everything. But then when you get into like middle school and then like high school,
Then
like,
stuff
you-
kind of you
you-
don't really need to know comes, you know.
yeah,
Like I
because
don't need
it
to
all
know
depends on
geometry, you know.
yeah, it all depends on what you want to become, and that's only
Exactly.
when you know that usually only happens to people who need to think about that kind of stuff when they're in college.
Exactly.
And
Like,
and the worst part is that some people can't even go to college. They can't even afford it. They
yeah,
can't
because
go to college.
college is expensive as shit, dude. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
So
like,
sadly, to the people who want to be what they want to be, and that's usually where they can figure out in college.
like
but
sometimes
they
with
can't
the education system and stuff, it's kind of like a big like IRL paywall, you know. Like you can't go finish your dreams unless you pay $50,000, you know.
Yeah.
You can't live here unless you pay $50,000 and get a degree, get a piece of paper that literally means that you can proceed in life. It doesn't make sense to me that life is based all around just the numbers and a piece of paper that says you can work here, you have the ability, and you have the knowledge to do this. I don't see the point in that because
I think sadly,
it just labels people that people, you
Yeah.
know.
and I don't think, and obviously, students are the only ones who aren't just thinking about this. There are teachers
Yeah.
out there who want to change the system. Who want
Exactly.
to actually like put effort into like teaching people like actual life lessons for what you want to become in real
Wait,
life.
Mhm.
while you're on the topic of teachers, teacher salaries.
Yes.
Oh, God.
They are like teachers aren't they like below 20,000 a year?
They're underpaid.
No,
Yep,
no.
they're underpaid.
Yeah, they're way
The
underpaid.
thing is,
for-
I remember I was talking about Finland earlier and stuff. Teachers in like Finland and Sweden, they get paid I think around like maybe like I think a decent amount, like $40,000, $50,000 a year, because like I remember there was a video on YouTube about which you guys have probably seen. Like I sued the school system. He talked about that, saying a doctor gets paid more to save like a person, get them a new heart, but a teacher is able to reach into that heart and find the light inside the darkness. If you know what I mean. You know, like they're actually able to touch that kid and get to know them
Teachers
personally.
also have to teach the doctors.
Exactly. teachers should be paid just as much as doctors, in my opinion.
I just think that they do need to, be
But
fairly paid.
That would
Exactly.
actually, like, I don't mean to get political or anything,
Oh no.
but like that would involve like people paying more taxes. And people
Of course. I mean, okay. I will be on a realist level. I mean, positivity level, teachers getting paid on like a doctorate level. Realism level, teachers getting paid at like $60,000 a year. That's more realistic.
I think getting not too political about it, I guess we can all like in a sum agree that
Yeah.
teachers do need to get paid more
Exactly, they
than they
do.
should
Mhm.
be because of the way and how they are teaching us.
Yeah.
And,
unless
sometimes
they're
it's
the
not.
bad teachers, like
Yeah. There are certain
Yeah,
teachers
yeah.
out there that are just I did not care for, you know. That are just like way too strict, way too controlling. But I've had a lot of like really good teachers that actually just kind of like understood like people, you know, that actually like treated us like people and not just, you know, a thing. They treat us like something, like a
teacher
person.
that I was talking about, the one with leukemia,
Mhm.
didn't even know half the class's name.
Ooh,
Mhm.
because she was so focused on everything else. Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember.
And that obviously doesn't make her a bad person.
Yeah, it doesn't make her a
think
bad person.
thing-
It just she was
yeah, you
focused
could
on
tell.
other
You
things.
could tell she was a really nice person, but
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
she was too stressed to be in that.
I
situation.
think
Exactly.
with school is that when it comes to either a teacher or a student or anyone in that environment at school, is that no one knows what anyone's going through. And it's really tough when you're a teacher and you're putting all this stress onto the kids.
Yeah,
But if you're on a teacher side of point, I get it that it's your job.
course,
You have
of
to teach
course.
them. And it's sadly that you can never know what a kid is going through unless you get to know them personally.
Mm-hmm. It's either a win or lose situation. Like you can either have like a really good teacher that understands what they're doing, understands you, and can actually talk to you and understands like you know. And then there are some teachers that just don't want to be there, don't
think
like
it's,
kids, but they do teaching anyways for some unknown reason.
Hmm.
You know?
I think it's good though that there are some schools that have really good counselors. I think that's really cool.
True,
Yeah,
true.
that's a really
Yeah.
Yeah.
Counselors, I've
Counselors
never
are
personally.
heavily underrated.
But then there's also that few that are just like, don't kill yourself. Okay,
True.
back to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are a couple counselors out there, and I think I've talked to like a couple that are just like, oh yeah, just remember positive mental attitude and all that, and just but let's like talk to you for like 10 minutes and push you out of there for the next person, you know, just like a big factory line. This granted
But
was at a
I
public
think-
school.
I think we can all agree that we really do appreciate the ones who actually get to know the student.
Exactly. Yes.
Get
Yes.
to know them greatly, actually know how they feel. That's the kind of like that's the kind of like lifeline you need in your life.
Wait,
Kind
wait,
of
wait.
like you know,
Like an actual
I
like,
think,
person that can
like,
understand you
keep going
on a
Yeah.
personal level.
Is Jelly still here?
Yeah, he's
Oh
still
yeah,
here.
I'm still here. I'm talking every once in a while.
But with that, yeah, school's coming up. I think the best thing to do is to just make it so you're able to be not stressed as you were last year and like the years before
Mm.
that. I think we should all just sometimes relax, you know.
Yeah,
That's why we have friends.
exactly.
know?
Like with school and stuff, you should like
Don't try to
not
push
be.
yourself too hard because
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't push yourself too hard.
Because
Yeah.
granted, if you do push yourself too hard, you will have a mental breakdown, and I've had
Yeah.
plenty of mental
And
breakdowns.
It sucks. But
Yeah,
I
it
think the
sucks.
number one check is to really, really focus on your mental health. You know,
Yes, yes.
make sure you acknowledge that if you ever need someone, then it's okay to reach out to them. It's okay
Of
to reach out
course.
to people. With that, we have another topic that we will be moving on to, and that's for most of us, what we do or what I used to do
Oh yeah.
is streaming.
Yeah, streaming.
What
yeah.
I used to do.
Well, yeah,
is
yeah, you're a
streaming.
boomer. No, but I mean, a lot of us.
back in my day, back in my day.
Back in my day. No, most of us here stream. Jelly, he's a part.
I've never streamed. I've been part of streams, and I have moderated 4 streams.
Yeah, but he's always been around through
He's got
most of
the
our
experience,
lives, you know.
He's got most of the experience when it comes
Yeah.
down to it.
He's
I just
like,
don't know the technical stuff.
if
That was
him and
part of it.
3D together in a stream make a pretty good stream, pretty entertaining, I gotta say.
We're like
That's
we were almost always on the stream.
Yeah, you guys are kind of like, you know,
maybe a few times.
like
where
3D.
Yeah, it's
3D
like
isn't really
1 or
good by
2
himself, you know. He's not good for solo streams. Same for Jelly. He can barely say a word by
I
himself.
can't. I've
But you guys-
solo streamed sometimes, but that's only with the drawing streams, right?
Yeah.
But it's not like I need. It's like I always prefer if there was someone with me. You know, I don't mind Jelly's
True, true,
company.
true.
He's my pal. He's my
Yeah.
pal. We're pals.
Like with
Yeah.
me though, I've kind of like I don't really like hate or love like solo and not solo streams. I've always preferred, like, personally, I like to do solo streams a lot more than some multiplayer streams, because with solo streams I feel like I am more entertaining. Well, not really more entertaining, but I feel like I do better by myself than I'm sometimes
Honestly,
when I'm with certain
Solo
friends.
streams, you also get to more directly.
You get-
talk
you
to
get on
and,
more
connect
personal-
with
like-
your viewers.
Okay.
Rather than just like talking
Exactly.
with guys around you.
Like if you do like a multiplayer stream, for instance, with your
Yeah,
friends,
like
right?
me, I used to do only single player, and then I started going more multiplayer, and I started like losing stuff.
Exactly. I think the tough part about streaming is finding that good balance between solo and multiplayer. So that's why that's a lot of times it's probably one of a bigger challenge, because like I said, I don't hate what's a good word for it? Multiplayer streams, I guess, is a good word for it, I guess.
Yeah.
I
Except
don't-
for, I mean, unless
I
it's
think
like a
you
viewer
mean like
interactive game.
I think you mean like collab streams.
not really
collab
collab
streams.
streams, but just like streams where you're just with your friends, you know. Those are fun
Well,
to
also-
do,
okay.
but like
They're
if
fun
like
to do, but they aren't good for the audience. But
exactly.
what is good for audience, like when it comes to multiplayer, is like viewer interactive streams, like the
Yes, yeah,
Marbles
yeah.
on Stream games. The I don't know.
I think I
Dribble.
think CG's right. Where is that? There's like a big imbalance to it, because you know, you like sometimes it can be really fun if you're like with another person and then
Yeah.
like you have a good couple laughs. You make the audience laugh. You know, you
Of
get the
course, of
audience
course.
enjoying it, and you know, like you can be that friend who hypes you up and that stuff, all that stuff, kind of stuff.
Like
And
you know, you
sometimes
can
when you're
you can
when
sometimes
you're
use a friend to
solo
bounce off
streamer,
of.
and when you're like this is my opinion, but I get really concerned when like a solo streamer is very enthusiastic.
Yeah,
Like-
that kind of that kind of seems a bit like Psycho, because like I don't know.
Because
it
like you
seems-
try to
well, like,
you try too hard.
yeah.
Yeah,
to,
I've
like,
seen
entertain,
solo
like-
streamers with
like
very
the old me.
weird, like too
Yeah,
excited energy.
Yeah, like all like
They have
basically
nothing
for
to be
instance, like
that
all the
excited
all the
about.
like super hype Roblox streamers,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like
They
it's,
have
it
like
was
dubstep
like
music playing in the background. They're sitting there going like, "Oh yeah, let's get this game."
And I mean,
you know?
that goes for Let's Players too. I
As
think
well,
you have to
yeah.
be. You just have to be like the right person.
I guess
to
that's why
just
the
do
Game
that
Grumps are like, for instance, the Game Grumps are really good because they're Let's Players, you know. But there's
Oh,
two of
that's
them,
that's a good
so
example.
they're
because,
really
yeah,
good at bouncing off of each
yeah,
other. And I
they're
can't,
really good
I
at with
can't
each other.
imagine Aaron without Dan. You know,
Yeah, they're really.
they work
good with each
really, really well together. Them being solo is terrible. I get, but like
And
you said, like you said earlier, it depends all on the type of person that you are. Like, you know,
And then
me,
there's like
I'm more
you
of a
know,
solo guy.
PewDiePie.
Yeah.
He's usually solo most of the time when he plays Minecraft. You know, it's
But then
entertaining.
when he plays with like Ken or Jack, it's still really entertaining.
Yeah, And it's yeah, you're right. It's like you have to just be that like kind of person who
He's
can
got a
do
good
those kind of
balance.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I would say 99% videos are like solo.
The
But
thing,
that-
the thing with streaming and
duo
YouTube
a
though,
little bit.
right? There's a big, huge difference in like YouTube and streaming. You know, because with YouTube, there really isn't like live audience interaction. You know, like you're kind of still there by yourself, just kind of chilling. The same thing goes for like multiplayer when you're doing a YouTube video. It's just you and the other person or multiple people. But with streaming, it's either you and a huge audience or you and a group of friends with a huge audience on the side.
And also keep in mind the fact that you could mess up anytime on camera.
Exactly.
Yeah, streaming.
That's
can
kind
get
of where the fun in
real
streaming comes from,
like-
though, because that's I mean, like, all like the live
I mean,
stream
but
fails
that's
and
kind of
stuff
the
like
hard
that.
part. If you mess up, it's gonna be there. People are
Good
gonna-
point.
Yeah.
Like I remember, like this is more of like a happy. I got off lucky. I just had a whole lot of voice cracks when I used to stream. All the
Same,
time.
dude. I remember my
So-
Madia series on YouTube back when I was a YouTuber. It had so many voice cracks. But I've recently learned to just kind of like embrace my past because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't be talking with you guys. Probably I wouldn't be having a good decent amount of viewers on Twitch or anything like that. I'd be a completely different person if it wasn't for my past.
Yeah,
Which is
about
why-
Twitch, you want to talk about how like
Oh God.
What? No, we're
No, it's
saying
been acting up lately. Been acting up lately.
yeah, Twitch has been kind of whack.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie with you guys.
Let's not
Twitch
get
been noopsy.
Let's not get real into it, but let's just say our opinions pretty much are all the same.
It's a yikes.
It's wild.
a big yikes.
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
a
Twitch
yikes.
is a
Twitch
huge
is a
yikes at the
yikes.
moment.
Twitch,
Also,
Twitch needs to work on
Ninja
their
went to
stuff.
Mixer, by the way, and he had more viewers on Mixer than he did on Twitch.
That's good.
That's-
good
I
to
mean,
have
it's
an
good for
audience who
him.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But I
good to have.
remember-
an
like I
audience that
said,
can move around.
I believe personally that he probably definitely 100% got paid to stream to move to Mixer, like a huge amount.
no, he did. He signed a 6-year contract.
Really?
Yeah,
For how much?
I think it was $1 billion. That's
billion?
what I saw.
I heard it was 100 million.
$1 billion. It's
I think it's a little too
Wow.
much. I think 100 million is a little bit more. It maybe even closer to 10 million. But I mean,
Yeah,
Ninja is like the
probably.
biggest like streamer when it comes to gaming, because like you could probably ask anybody, be like, "Yo, who's Ninja?" And he'll be like, "Oh, he's that dude that plays Fortnite. I saw him on the news last night."
I'm pretty sure
know?
I
everyone.
mean, I don't like the guy, but I know of the guy.
I don't
He's
like his streams personally. I mean, personally, when it comes to
Okay,
like
yeah, it
big-
was 100 million. Okay,
Yeah.
I saw a meme about 1 billion. I was like, oh.
$1 billion. No, personally, when it
billion
comes to me, right, when it comes to like big streamers like that, I prefer people like Shroud and Tim the Tapman because they're funny. They're not like Shroud's good at the game, but he's entertaining. Tim isn't good at the game, but he's hugely entertaining.
I think that's like, yeah, that is really the huge balance of just being an entertaining person. You
Yeah.
can be the most happy, joyful, enthusiastic person.
But you
But
can be
at the
terrible
same
at a
time,
game.
Yeah, people can tell that you can just be fake sometimes.
Exactly.
I
Which is
think
why
that's the-
I remember I back in the day. Remember when I streamed a lot of like Roblox and stuff. I was that person that was super happy and fake because usually I'm not a very like hugely positive person. I've tried to do that recently, but back then I wasn't. I was just like, I tried to be more hype than I was.
And I really think with
muscle.
I really think with streaming is that streaming is the best way to be yourself. Like
Exactly, it
besides
really
the
is.
videos, besides all that, I think streaming is the best way to be yourself. So I don't think you should worry too much about like being this like enthusiastic, energetic, like happy person. You can always
Yeah.
relate to the audience. Be
But
yourself.
at the same
Just-
time, you still have to when you click that start streaming button, you still have to go into like entertainer mode. Like with me, there are two different modes. There's me when I'm not streaming and me when I'm streaming. Both are the same, but with their slight differences. Okay, like off camera me is just just kind of a lot more chill, a little bit more quiet, a lot less outgoing, much more less outgoing. But streamer me, super far out there, super chill, able to talk to anybody. Because like, I guess personally, I feel more safe behind a camera because I'm super insecure about everything. And like,
yeah.
when it comes to streaming, I feel like I have a mask over me that covers what I look like, and I feel more comfortable that way.
Yeah, and you can
Because
express
people only are hear my personality and not
exactly. You can
what
express
I look
yourself.
like. I can
with-
express who
yeah.
I am without having to focus on what I look like, Which is another problem with school, but we're talking about streaming now. But
But I really think that's yeah, the best part about streaming. It's just you can talk whatever you want to talk about. There are boundaries, you know. You have to learn your boundaries.
Of course,
when it
of
comes
course.
To, like, Twitch,
Unless you're a Linity.
but
Twitch will get you if you don't.
Unless you're a Linity.
oh,
Let's not-
We're cutting that out. We're cutting that out. We're cutting that out.
Anyways,
we're cutting that out.
so 3D, you used to stream, huh?
Stop.
So when's that Q&A coming?
Why did you say that in that voice?
Stop.
Stop.
Oh, we're gonna cry.
Wholesome moments. Wholesome podcast moments.
Do anything when?
Whoa, Jelly just spoke. Oh my god, dude.
Jelly has
Ben
been.
speak.
I've heard.
Yeah.
I've heard him the whole time.
No, I've heard him too. He's been talking a lot less than me and you.
The thing is, I'm
He's not a
super
comment. He
confident
hasn't had-
person
That's
if
a
you
good
can't tell
point.
me
Jelly
everything
isn't
about me.
like a.
So I have
He's not.
problems like
He wasn't. He's
budging
never
in
had.
in front of.
He's
He's
never
not-
had experience.
He's
being
not.
like an
He's not a
entertainer.
boomer like us. He doesn't have experience.
You can't call yourself a boomer.
I just did.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, Jelly doesn't have any experience with streaming and recording videos.
But he's still an entertaining person.
Yes.
I have trouble like jumping in front of people and like jumping in for my chance to speak.
Yeah, I do too. I just interrupt people.
Yeah,
until they shut up.
I agree with you on that. I mean, you can hear sometimes in the podcast where I would say like, but and then I'll get cut off by someone because I don't.
I think we're all
I'm
doing that. I think we're all doing that.
yeah, like I would like try to say something and then 3 would keep talking and I don't want to be rude, you know. I want to let him talk. Like sometimes then if I see like my second to get in, I'll be like, oh, you know.
If it sounds bad, guys, to anyone on the podcast, just to let you know, this is our experimental episode. This is
Yeah.
our first
Yeah.
episode.
So first
Keep
episode,
in
we're
mind
all
it's our
friends,
first-
by the way. We don't hate each other. Just kidding, we do. Fuck stupid.
I hate you all, and I
Fuck
never
stupid,
want to
you
be
know.
friends with you again. Bye.
You know, make friends, but make your enemies closer. Make your enemies closer. to you.
All right,
Sweetie,
we
I
don't need
hate
to
you.
make this inspirational now.
That was inspirational to you.
I mean, that's the most inspirational thing I've heard all day.
Inspiration, yeah.
But I think we should like me and or CG or Stupid. I think there's like advice we should kind of give to small streamers. You know, that doesn't make us completely big streamers either.
Yeah,
but
we're not
I
big
think we
streamers,
have-
but
Yeah,
we're.
If I were to go back to streaming now, I wouldn't get nearly as many viewers as I used to.
Mhm.
yeah.
Like,
I think the main thing is that do not focus on the view count. Please do not
Yes.
just focus on the view count.
Yeah,
It's not
what you
all
need to
about the
focus
numbers.
on
Well, actually,
is
okay. Well,
get a
no,
community.
okay. Here's the thing, right? Don't focus on the view count, but you can focus on like the people there. I don't know how to say it's like because personally with me, right?
you want to get a
doing
community.
when I'm
built up.
doing solo streams, I want a community that I can bounce off of. Because for me, when chat's kind of dead, you can just kind of hear me, just kind of go, yeah, quiet. I'll get all quiet, and I'll like,
Yeah.
and I'll refer to old messages and make another statement about that, even though I already made a statement because I
Yeah,
want.
it's
like-
demotivating. Like
Yeah.
if you're not getting any new messages, you're like, oh, I don't.
Which is
really
why,
wanna do this
why
anymore.
in the beginning I stopped streaming for a long time because I was really demotivated. I was like, man, I'm not gonna do good at this.
But
And
guys,
then, like,
especially
I come
but, like,
back and then-
especially stream because you want to, not because you
Yes.
have to, not because you need to, but just because you want to. I
Like,
think that's the best way to start streaming.
yeah, like, okay. Well, a tip I would say is if you want to stream and you feel like you're entertaining, go for it. And don't be like, all, sad when you don't get people because you're not going to get people in the beginning.
Don't be scared.
You need
Just
to,
go and do it.
like, one thing I said to somebody else was go on the grind. The grind is the most important thing about streaming because I've been streaming almost every day since May and I've gained a lot of people. Like now, I started like an average of 2 people, and now I have about 10 people a stream. The grind is insanely slow, but it pays off hugely in the end. My second tip, okay? I'm trying to remember my second tip. I can't remember.
Wow.
yes,
Motivating. Very
Hold on, I'm
inspirational.
trying to find it. Give me a sec. Give me...
Very inspirational.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was. Whatever.
Can I say what I want to say?
No.
Yeah, go for it.
Of course. Go.
I think. Okay, thanks,
Yeah,
Johnny.
I
My
got
hype
you.
man. My hype man. My hype man.
That was me. Wait, what? That was me. I
My
was,
hype man. Johnny's my hype man.
but I thought I was your yes
Go
man.
now.
Okay, but I think the biggest thing that small streamers need to focus on is that your pace is not anyone else's pace. Your pace is not Ninja's pace. Your pace is not Shroud's pace. Your pace is not like any big streamer's pace. Just go at your own pace. It takes
That's a good
time, you
point.
know?
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't be too quick with it. Shouldn't be too slow with it. You know? It doesn't matter how long it'll take. As long as you get there, it's you'll be fine. You know?
Yeah.
It's also
So-
about the games that you're playing. Because if you're
Yeah.
playing like a really saturated game like Minecraft, no, Minecraft is kind of like iffy, but
Okay.
if you're streaming Fortnite, because a lot of people like the big streamers, they're not going to go look at the
Yeah, they're not
small
gonna go for
streamers.
small streamers. A thing with
That's why
Minecraft though is that
it's a smaller game.
everybody's good at Minecraft. You know.
Everyone wants to see new people playing that game.
The thing that focuses about Minecraft, right, is that you don't have to be good at the game because everybody's good at the game. You have to be entertaining with Minecraft. You have to, be able to hold an audience when it comes to Minecraft, which is some people are good at and some people aren't. Let's take SMP Live, for instance. It's full of a huge variety of streamers, a huge amounts of personalities, but they all work together. You know?
Yeah,
and
realistically,
they're all really, really entertaining in their own ways.
Yeah, realistically, just try your best to be as entertaining as possible.
Yeah.
You know, it is an entertainment platform.
Just
to
be you
fair.
and be entertaining.
Yeah.
It's hard to
Another
do,
thing,
but if you
you need
like
to-
I said earlier with solo and multiplayer, being you and being entertaining is another hard balance to take, right? Because like I don't know.
And another thing is you need to enjoy the games that you're playing.
And
Because if
that's-
you're
yeah,
not
yeah.
enjoying it and you're just like pretending to, your audience can feel that and they
Exactly.
can tell.
That's
And
how I
then-
was with Roblox, because I played Roblox
Yeah.
for a good year, and I hated it. I hated myself doing it. I did not like streaming it, and the only reason I streamed it was because I got a huge amount of viewers doing it, because I acted hype. I played like hype music in the background, and I just didn't like it at all. And then
I
took a-
love doing that now.
I took
like
a-
everyone has different opinions on that. Because
Of course.
if you're really hyped up about a game, some people really like that. And if
True.
you're talking to those little kids in the chat and you get to play with them, it's really fun to play with.
Yeah, see, the thing is though with streaming is that you don't know who the age group you're streaming to is, but if they start talking to you, you can kind of tell. Which is one thing with Roblox that I didn't like.
Yeah,
Unless
like
with-
can I have Robux?
Hey, Roblox, we're gonna do Roblox giveaway.
Those are the ones you don't like, and you just don't answer them. They'll leave your stream.
Exactly,
and
you
that's,
know?
that's what you want.
Because, like, personally, like I said with Minecraft has a huge variety of audience. But most of the time, now at least, 10 years later since it's come out, a lot of the people are a lot more mature. Which is what I want. I want a community that I can talk to as a person and be honest with and not have to feel like I'm babysitting someone, you know?
Please listen to
no.
your part of community that lets you play the games you want to play. Do
Exactly.
not let the ones who say, "Oh, we don't like you playing this. Please go back
Yes.
to this. Can you please go back to this?" No, listen to
Don't,
the fans who
like,
actually care. The
don't
ones who
feel
actually, yeah, go
forced.
for it. Go for it.
Yeah, don't
We're
feel
here
forced
because
by
we
your
want-
fans, okay? Be forced by yourself and let your fans that want to, like, support you, let them support you. Because they're there for you. They're there for your personality, not for the game,
Yes.
like a lot of
Supportive
people
fans are the best. Supportive
They are,
fans
they
are
are.
literally the best out of the community.
Which
If
was-
they let you play any other game you want, then that's all you need
Yeah.
in a community.
Which is great. What
That's
I
literally
love
the
about my
best.
community is that a lot of my community came from Reflex, which is an SMP live streamer. I've talked to him like a couple times, but his community is the most wholesome fucking community that you're ever gonna see ever. Like they're so supportive.
And you just want that community.
And
You
that's
want
and
that-
that, a lot of the people, the reason I have a good amount of viewers, like 10 12 people a stream, is because of that community. And that's what I love, is that community is wholesome, and so it spreads over to my community, and it
I
gets
could
so
tell.
nice and wholesome and easy to talk to people because they're so understanding, they're so nice, and they just get you, you know?
I could tell that you are enjoying Minecraft so much more
I
because
fucking love it, dude.
when earlier today when you were streaming the baby rage, like when that was
So,
going
yeah,
on,
that was a fun bit to do. Oh man.
oh god, you could tell that you have a community behind your back. that
I
are-
do, man.
that like things.
And I remember
Guys,
that whole time I was doing the fish heist thing. That was so fun to
Yeah,
do, dude.
honestly, I love moderating for your streams because
They're fun.
your
They're
viewers are
fun.
just
They're
so fun to just mess around with.
Because a
And
lot of
then-
times,
guys listening to the YouTube version, remember, we'll have links in the description. So please also check out twitch.tv/Sushine. You can check out his streams. They're amazing.
Thank
They're
you,
great.
thank you.
They're great streams.
Check out 3D streams. They're pretty cool too. Wait,
Oh wait, that's
wait a minute. Is this
Oh,
2017?
Chill. Listen,
Q&A what?
I'm like the stream dad of this group.
Yeah, you are. Like you've been streaming a lot
like-
longer. You've been streaming longer than any of us. I don't know, maybe, but like you've been streaming longer than any of us. But I have more experience because I do it more. You know.
and I'm
know
like
what I'm
that
saying?
one person who tried it, was really successful, died off. It's like those kids that are really good at football.
Ah,
in high
like
school,
Demi Lovato.
and then they don't do
you
anything.
surpassed me. You
And
surpassed
I'm the
me,
guy
and
who's
I'm
here
proud
by
of that.
association.
I mean, at
Wait,
least
who-
Stupid surpassed me. I
Yeah.
can't wait for CG to surpass me.
I'll
too.
do it one day, baby.
Oh, okay.
No homo, by the way.
Okay, we got socks on. We got socks
Yeah,
on.
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I
It's
don't. I don't. Oh crap.
Poop sock.
Oh boy.
Poop sock.
I guess when it comes to being a straw, straw.
Straw. What's a straw? A straw. Yup.
Bro,
Yup.
turtles love that.
Did I just hear a slap in the background? What was that, dude?
Anyways, but when it comes to being a small streamer, please go with what you want to do.
Mhm,
Okay,
mhm.
don't follow the trend. Just have fun with what you're
Yeah.
playing on the games you're playing. Like you always get you have like a basis to start, and like that starting game when it comes to
Yeah.
streaming, right?
Don't feel forced
And-
to play a game just because it's popular. Feel forced to play a game because you want to.
Also, can I get a time? Like, how long have we been
Yeah.
up?
About
it might be time
47
for-
minutes.
Dang.
Time
We
for
have a lot more time.
We're still good.
So guys, we're gonna take a quick pee break. Now, you're
Oh my-
probably wondering what a pee break is. Let's say
Dude,
it's a
wait, wait,
short
wait.
segment on this podcast.
Wait. I want to explain what a pee break is.
Yeah. No, I don't want to do. Let me do it, dude. I want to do it.
All right, let's let
I
stupid.
say
Let's let stupid
says-
explain.
All right.
Go ahead.
Basically,
Oh wait, I need to stop clapping.
about that time of night, your bladder's all filled up, right?
Yeah, it is.
You just drank all that milk earlier today.
Oh, that was milk.
Filled up all
Oh.
day.
Oh, come.
You've taken your midday poop, and then you're like,
Poop
oh
sock.
wait, it's nighttime. I'm a gamer. I have to pee. So we take about 30 seconds, and you take the biggest pee you've ever taken in your life.
Yeah.
CG, shut up.
Uh,
You keep laughing at like every single thing.
because it's funny.
So-
It's poop
Let me
sock.
explain. Let me explain.
Pee-pee sock.
No, wait. I'm not done yet.
Poopy,
Yeah, let him
it's
explain.
funny. Haha. Oh.
All right, shh.
Basically, what I'm trying to say is, it's time for all of us to go and pee. Yeah, we just went pee now. I'm not kidding.
I stop laughing.
I'm so hydrated. It was clear.
From the.
Remember, kids, stay hydrated.
Dude.
Oh, that's the thing we need to talk about.
I think
guys.
that's bad.
Stay hydrated. Please
yeah.
stay hydrated. Drink your water. Get that good sip of water. Get
Because
those
I've been
good
drinking.
daily dose.
of water.
Guys,
of
this
just that slurp
podcast
of
is
water.
sponsored by water.
This podcast is sponsored by
Water.
Remember to stay hydrated. Drink the right amount of water every day, and just water.
Water.
Anyways, this was sponsored by water. Remember, guys, to stay hydrated. Drink your right amount of water every day because water is very important. You got benefits, right, guys? Clears acne.
Of course.
Helps your health. I think you guys remember to stay hydrated. Drink your water, and I think
What are you doing?
I've just been playing with my water bottle that whole time.
Yeah, because
play with your water bottle. That's okay too. Play with your water.
I'm playing with my
Drink
bottle.
water. Drink your right
if
amount
you
of water.
drink all the water, you got a nice leftover plastic toy, and then you recycle.
Just take a pee-pee in it.
Recycle.
Yes.
Remember to recycle it.
Remember,
please.
guys.
If
So,
we-
well, this has been our test episode.
Wait, no, I
yeah,
wanna
that's
end.
right. Yeah, that's right, dude.
Stop doing that.
So, anyways, guys, this has been our test
Oh
episode.
my. I'm.
So anyway, guys,
I want him gone.
All right. Let me do that. All right. So, guys, this has been the end of our.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry.
All right, guys. This has been the end of the podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening to this. This is our first episode, our pilot episode. If you guys have any feedback you give us, remember to join our Discord server. It will be in the link in the description of our YouTube version. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. Hit that like button. Turn on those post
Bro, turn
notifications.
on those bell, dude. Please, dude.
Hit
But
that
anyways.
bell.
Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for listening to this. I'm 3D Infinite. This was Jelly.
Yo.
Stupid.
Okay, I'm gonna do this one more time. Remember that noise I made when I went to hello like earlier, and I went like,
Yeah.
well, here's your.
Thank you.
Thank you, stupid.
And-
Very cool.
Stupid.
And Sushine.
Ah.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in this week's Brocast. Well, I'll hopefully see you in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Stupid, you're supposed to say bye, not see ya.
Oh, bye.
Yeah, that's better. God, dude.